do you see that the whole, in terms of strategic cycle and moving from strategy into execution or from strategy into the tactical layer and so on and so forth, is that shrinking? Is that we're getting strategies like, I remember a time, I'm showing my age here, but I remember a time when we were banging 5-year plans, right? It's a long time ago, and then we got to making 1-year plans, and I don't know if anyone still makes quarterly plans, but it's kind of getting to that. What's your observation? How do we still plan for the long term while still dealing with the fact that our entire environment and our business targets change very rapidly? How do we deal with that dichotomy?
Yeah, I agree with you completely. I remember, when I was a marketer, in my early days of my career, people would talk about Sony's 50-year plan, and there were, it was like, whoa, and that was really impressive back then. Look, I agree. There has to be a real degree of fluidity and agility to strategy these days, and I think, I spent some time in Silicon Valley last year on a study tour, and it was so interesting to hear organizations saying the 3-year plan is outdated. I still think having a 3-year roadmap is valid because you need a North Star, and you need to have a vision of what your organization might look like in terms of the types of customers it will serve, the types of categories you will be in and delivering, of services and products, the geographies you'd ideally like to be in. I think it's really important to still have that as a long-term, plan, but keeping it very, very high level. It's definitely not about going deep into what the 3-year plan looks like. It is very much about going deep into that shorter-term execution. And I think whilst you are executing that 12-month plan, it's also making allowances for constant recalibration. At least on a quarterly level, you're looking at your strategic plan and you're saying, well, that, we had 4 or 5 pathways to revenue and growth for this 12-month period, and one of those has fallen over because the market changed unexpectedly or a new competitor came in, and you've got to take one of those strategic pillars, one of those 4 or 5 strategic pillars, and you've got to change it. And that's something that I think you will see more and more of, and it might be more than one, it might be a couple. So it will be a very different environment because of that need to be agile and quite fluid, because of how fast we'll see. And look, I think this was an inevitable pre-COVID anyway. We knew that with AI and machine learning and big data, the speed of change was going to accelerate anyway, but now we have a whole lot of other factors in the mix as well.